Hello and welcome to MTV. In today's episode, I'll be continuing with my Jelle's Marbly agreement. I hope you enjoy. So, in today's episode, we'll be doing the triathlon and the steeplechase. I hope you enjoy. So, before we go into that, we'll check our messages. Bob is spending a lot of time with the captain from the Rojo Rolls, which makes Phil a little bit uneasy. Do you think we should tell our members not to engage with our rivals? So, Rojo Rolls, of course, another team in the league, and we might as well just leave it. I don't think Bob is going to ask to leave the teams for the Rojo Rolls or anything like that. So before we jump in bed, let's have a quick look at our locker room here. So of course, with the triathlon, you do need some speed, and steeplechase also speed. And of course, 4 marbles go in the steeplechase, so we would want to try and get our average speed up. And I did, whilst not recording, add a little bit more money into our account, because of course, if you hadn't seen the first part, then you wouldn't know that my account got reset. So I was doing a little bit of grinding for gold and added that in, so we do have enough for a training session. So we'll most likely put probably Jeff on for the triathlon. It's good overall stats, and we can get some other marbles stats, either Tom or Lord Parmesan's up, so that they could go into steeplechase. So let's go into it. So first up is speed, and as I said before, it was Tom or Lord Parmesan. We'll go with Lord Parmesan, just because, why not? So let's see, what can we do here. Seems like fairly straight for the first one, but then there's a little bit of a curve here, or just about missing one. Still a decent score. We'll get 18% added on, and Lord Parmesan is up to 81%. Next up, we have endurance. Our team's got pretty decent endurance, apart from Pit the Elder, who's a pretty poor endurance. So we will probably put him in, because we don't want our marbles having poor stats this early on in the season. We're only halfway through the season, going into the second half very shortly, as we all just about miss a couple of them there. Still okay, we get 16 extra %, but still not a great stat for his endurance. Of course, his motivation is also really low. Next up, we have strength. So decent strength overall for the team. Yes, can Pit the Elder with the worst, and I probably will put Pit the Elder out here, just to try and get his stats up a little bit. Of course, only 48%, as we missed quite a lot there, but we're able to get them back towards the end. Still a decent 16% added on there. We're now at 64%. So next up is motivation, and as we are going to run Jeff for the triathlon, and he only has 54% of motivation, we could push up a little bit, and it would help us in the triathlon. So let's see, how many can we get now, as I think that should be all 10. Of course, it does go up 2% for every one, apart from when you get up full 10, which has 5% to now. Jeff up to 84%. Next up is health. Again, we're pretty decent when it comes down to health. Bob has the lowest health, and only Bob and Jeff don't have 100, so we will put Bob in to try and up the health a little bit. So let's see, what can we do here. We're able to get a decent amount, another 10 there. That will get to a full 100% health, which means now we're at 1 marble outside of the 100%. And finally, tiredness. So we want the lowest tiredness possible, and all of our marbles have 0 tiredness, which is pretty good. I'll just throw in a random marble, and we don't actually have to do anything. So I'll see where I can get none of the things here. It's going to be tough going through there though, but we're able to do it. And there we go, absolutely 0 tiredness tokens collected there. So with that done now, we can jump into the triathlon. So if you don't know what the triathlon is, it starts out with some Marble 1 bike track, which is followed by a dirt section, as you can see towards the bottom of your screen, and then the course ends off with a water section, as you can see here. The record for it is a 22.615 by the Savage Speeders. So as we see the example run there, let's see Cobalt's Crazy Cat's Eyes, Rojo Rolls, and Shining Swarm. Of course, Crazy Cat's Eyes second, Shining Swarm fourth, and a poor start from Crazy Cat's Eyes, as the Rojo Rollers leading the way. Of course, the top two will advance to the next round, so Shining Swarm really want to overtake the Cobalts. They want to continue. It's going to be quite hard for Crazy Cat's Eyes too, I think, but it's very close between Shining Swarm and the Cobalts, and I think Shining Swarm just about overtaking the Cobalts there, and the Shining Swarm Rojo Rolls will advance to the next round. So next up, Hornets, Savage Speeders, Oceanics, and the Yarbles. Poor start by the Savage Speeders, and I do believe that's the Hornets leading the way, followed by Yarbles, Oceanics, and Savage Speeders very much lagging behind, but it's now very close for the second position. I think Savage Speeders overtaking the Yarbles, and they will secure their place into the next round. Oceanics coming in last position. So we're up against Balls of Chaos, Midnight Wisp, and Team Primary, of course. Balls of Chaos currently in second position. They were the champions for last season, and yes, Jeff, they will be running for us. So let's see what can we do. Really want to avoid these bumps at the start here, as we saw how bad they were for some of the other teams, very much knocking them out. We're currently in third position, chasing down the Midnight Wisp. Let's see what can we do into the sand and now the water part. We very much need to overtake them if we want to continue on in this event. Right, it's extremely close for the top two positions. We're right neck and neck, but I don't think we've done. Oh, we just had a little bit of burst speed at the end, but I don't know. And no, we just about miss out. Very close between us and the Midnight Wisp, but the Wisp will continue on with Team Primary. And into Heats 4, Snowballs, Green Ducks, O-Rangers and Limes. Of course, Rangers currently leading the championship. Of course, they also won the championship in Season 3, I believe, and Snowballs won it the previous season on Season 2. But those two teams right at the back, very much falling behind the Limers and the Green Ducks. But a good burst of speed here at the end could see them into the second heat, as I think Snowballs have that, and it's going to be very close. The Green Ducks and Limers, I think Limers just about had it. No, Green Ducks by only 5 thousandths off a second, 500. So I mean ahead of the Limers. So you can see last till 9th, we're in 9th position. Then Cobalts, Limers, Crazy Cat's Eyes, Balls of Chaos, Yarbles, Rangers, and then the Oceanics. So as it stands, Shining Swarm the only team in the top 5 still in it. Good chance for them. They're against the Rojo Rollers, Savage Speeders, and the Hornets, and they're leading. So very good chance for them to start climbing up the rankings. They're only 14 points, I believe, off the Rangers, so this could be very good for them if they're able to make it through this round. But it's going to be very close as they are being overtaken. It's a drag race between them and the Hornets to the line, and I think the Hornets won that with the Rojo Rollers also advancing. Savage Speeders coming. Savage Speeders advancing with Hornets coming last. Of course, the marbles do look very similar. Now into the second semi-final, Team Primary, Midnight Risk, Snowballs, and the Green Ducks. So let's see what can these teams do. Team Primary leading the way. Let's see whether anyone can challenge them. So far, it's very much Team Primary, Green Ducks in lead, with the Snowballs and Midnight Risk trailing, and they very much do need a good end if they want to make it to the final. Snowballs, I think, are in second place now, but it's going to be extremely close. Snowballs just overtaking, always very close at the line. I don't know who went through. Let's see, it's Team Primary and Green Ducks going through extremely close there. Between the top three, as we can see, 8 to 5 Hornets, Midnight Risk, Shining Swan getting a decent points all, and the Snowballs. Now into the final series, is Rojo, Team Primary and Green Ducks. Let's see who can get gold here and win this event. Of course, these teams not that high in the championship. Rojo was crashing out quite early, of course. Team Primary are second to last, but as it stands, the Green Ducks leading the way. Let's see whether anyone can catch them. It's going to be very close, and I do think that I think the South Speeders will go and win this. Then Rojo was just about overtaking, and it was close to the last two by its Green Ducks. Then Team Primary, as you can see the standings here on the left. Seeing the podium here, South Speeders will get, I do believe, their first win of the season. This season. Let's see, what does this do for the championship? Yeah, South Speeders' first win of the season. Things stay as they were at the top. No position changes in the top 5. Then the Midnight Risk and Hornets climbing above the Oceanic, Snowballs staying where they are. South Speeders jumping up a few positions, with the Rojo Balls also planting Cobalts. Not a good event for them. Then Team Primary, Yarbles, and the Liners. So, before we go into the next event, let's see our messages. Our team doctor has had a personal issue and will leave the team with immediate effect. We need to now hire a new one, so we could either hire a new doctor immediately, or we could get a part-time doctor and be fairly cheap. We do have half the season to go, and 500 is a lot, but I will take the 500 there. And after yet another logistical error, it appears that the steeplechase 6 have been misplaced. There's no time to source our official steeplechase sticks from the original supplier. Therefore, 3 other companies have been identified who can supply alternatives. In the interests of fairness and neutrality, we're asking each team to vote for which one. So we could either go for Premium Toothpicks Limited, Cotton Bud Warehouse, or the Scandi Match Cooperative. So either toothpicks, cotton buds, or matches. So as toothpicks and matches are quite similar, we'll go for the cotton buds to try and shake it up, but most people went with the toothpicks, so they will have toothpicks instead of steeplechase things for the steeplechase event. So let's jump into it. So if you don't know what the steeplechase is, what you have to do is try and get in as quickly as possible, so the 4 members of your team's time will be added up, and if you hit it as penalty time, so you can see all the team members' times added up plus penalty. So starting off with the Cobalts, they of course have the record at 18.77. Let's see what can they do. One of their marbles very much falling behind. Let's see, it's a 21.28 started off. Of course, the next up, the Crazy Cat Size. Let's see what they can do. Of course, one of their marbles called Crazy Cat Size is in their marble ranking. Quite an incredible final race there. I'd advise you check it out, but they will get a 21.69. Rojo Rollers up now, of course, after a decent event last time for them. See what they can do here. Pretty decent for them, though one marble is lagging behind, and a 22.0 for them, putting them in third position out of the 3 teams go so far. Shining Swarm, 4th to go out now, of course, 4th in the championship as well. Let's see, not a great run for them. Say 25.3, this is not looking great for them. And the Hornets up next. They of course decent result in the last event, and they are doing alright here with a pretty decent 20.59, puts them in first position. Savage Speeders, of course, winning the last event. Let's see what can they do. They've pretty decent so far, and a 19.73 first sub 20 we see so far. Oceanics up next. Let's see what they can do. Alright so far, but they have fit a few of the 6, and they will get a 22.1 with a couple extra penalties, and of course they barely hit that one, but it still counts as a penalty. Next up, was the only team that doesn't compete in real life. They get a decent time of 20.06, which puts them in third position. As you can see, the standings so far, of course, Crazy Cat's Eyes and the Shining Swarm fairly low down in the standings, leaving it a good opportunity for Ball of Chaos, Rangers and us to try and start to either catch up or extend their leads above these teams. But first up is Team Primary. Let's see what they can do. They do hit quite a few, but still it's decent run overall. 22.54. They go 8, so maybe not a decent run in the end. So, as I said before, we are going for speed. Jeff, 100 speed there. And I do believe that the only marble not here is Bob, who was 50, and we'll swap Bob out for Lord Parmesan, because Lord Parmesan only had 48, so we have 50, 84, 76, and 100. So it is seeing not the best, but it's decent. So let's see what can we do. One from I was getting caught up there. We do want to avoid taking the 6, but we in the end get a decent score, 21.66. Right in the middle there, 5th position. Now Ball of Chaos, very big championship contender. They of course won last season's championship, so let's see what can they do here. A very decent score for them, and they'll jump into 4th position. Next up, Midnight Whiffs. They are their first season back since season 2. What can they do? One marble is lagging behind, but isn't very good with a 19.48, putting them in 1st position, and I do believe that this would be their first win if they are able to keep it this way. But Snowballs, now what can they do? They would like to challenge for the win, and a decent score there, 20.96, putting them in 4th position. Next up, the Green Ducks. Decent event they had last time. Can they continue on in their form? And a brilliant 18.48, a new record as well from the Green Ducks, and that'll put them in 1st position. And it seems like there's a high chance of them winning Buddy Rangers Championship leaders, and of course already won a season in the past. What can they do? They're hitting a lot of 6s. This is not looking good. And a 23.09, pushing them right towards the back in 14th position. And now finally the Limers are right at the back of the field. What can they do? Now they are going decently. A decent score of 21.22, but of course the Green Ducks with their Marble League record will win this event. As you can see, all the other teams, of course, some very big championship contenders like the Lemming and the Shining Swarm in last position. Crazy Cat's Eyes in 11th, we're in 10th, and and I believe Balls of Chaos in 7th. So we see the podium here. Of course, 2nd podium in a row for the Savage Speeders and Green Ducks, I think. As we can see, top 4 still staying the exact same, just It's getting very close now. Crazy Cat sites and Balls of Chaos very much coming quite close, with now Shine Storm and Midnight Wisps right just behind them. Then the Hornets, us and the Green Ducks very close together in the midfield. Then Surge Speeders, Snowballs, Oceanics, Cobalts, Roho Rollers, Yarbles, Team Primary, and Limers in last position. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!